good morning. Welcome to Miss Annette's Little Farm in the big city. Good morning. How are you? It's early morning. It's a beautiful morning here on the little farm, and we're going to try to get our garden in today. So we're going to do it very quickly. And I've been talking a little bit about the garden for several weeks now. This garden thing has just been baffling. One of the things that I was thinking about, getting some raised beds for the garden. And I want you to know, I decided against it this time. I decided against it. I talked to Mr. Steve about it a lot, and we discussed the reasons why we would get raised beds, and then we discussed what kind of things we would need to do to get the raised beds. And we decided against them. There's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons we felt that getting raised beds in our garden would limit some of our gardening space. And right now I utilize almost every square inch of that little tiny garden that I have. And if we put raised beds in, it would kind of take some of that space we felt that I was already using. Even though there were a few things that we liked about it. The convenience of it being up higher, making it easier for me not to have to bend over so much or hoe to weed and things like that. There were some really good benefits to the raised beds, but they just didn't outweigh not the bad, but the opposite opinion. And so no raised beds. We're just going to plant it. And it's going to be simple. And I need to get it finished because I think Mr. Steve wants to go do something this afternoon. So I'm going to go do that right now. These are organic seeds that I bought from some friends of mine at Heritage Meadow Farms. And I'll link them in the description of this video. Alright? Organic, family-owned business right here. Homesteaders. Yes. I have some Kentucky Wonder Beans, and I have, oops, some extra things here. Cilantro and some straight 8 cucumber, heirloom. And that's what we have a pack of our seeds here. I'm going to work the ground. Mr. Steve's getting me a bucket of dirt for my sweet potato thing. It comes with it. And get in the garden and get the stuff going. Well, this is the plan for this. Is going to be my sweet potato tower. And I've made one before and it's worked out pretty well. So we'll see if this works out. I'm going to use some of this from the barn. This waste has a lot of nutrients in it because of the animal poo. I'm going to put that in here. And then I'm going to top it off with some dirt. And then I'm going to put in my sweet potatoes. And that's what we're going to do here. Out of this dirt until I can get the bucket light enough for me to pick up and dump it in there. I'm going to plant my sweet potatoes in here, and my thought is that the potatoes be going. I probably could have made this a little bit shorter, but I wasn't really sure. But we'll see how it works out, but I think it's going to work out fine. And I've got my sweet potatoes right here. Plant these in, and then I'm going to cover it up with some mulch to keep the dirt from falling out when it rains or when I water. Because the mulch is nice and wet, damp anyway. This would be the craziest potato house you've ever seen, huh? Oh well. You know how we do things around here. We just try it, and if it doesn't work out, we'll try something different next time. Alright, let's get our cucumbers planted, which shouldn't take very long. And I'm going to plant them up against the fence so that they can use the fence to vine up. And they really liked it. Last year I got a lot of cucumbers from doing it that way. So I'm going to do it this way, but I'm going to plant them in a little different spot over here. I forgot, I also got some loofah seeds because I would really like to start using loofah instead of buying sponges at the store. And I bought some loofah seeds, but I just don't really have a good place for them. Maybe over there by the onions. Now, a lot of the companion planting, things that work well together, things that don't work well together. When you have a small garden like this, as small like this, that's kind of important where you're going to put everything. And I think I have everything worked out pretty well. But some things just don't like to grow beside other things, or they may not grow as well. And you can go on the internet and find websites that will tell you all about that. I'm not going to tell you about that because I don't like to tell people what to do. I used to think that I was going to get on the internet and tell everybody what is what until I figured out, I don't know what is what. I don't know. I'm learning. Now, so I just decided to stop trying to tell people how to do things and just let people see how I do it and they can decide for themselves. So, anyway, let's get those cucumber seeds planted. I like to put 2 seeds just in case one doesn't germinate when I plant things. There's a little wormy. The soil is really nice and healthy here in the garden because I like to put some of the stuff from the barn on top in the spring when we do the big barn clean out in the springtime. So I like to throw that stuff on top of here and let all of that nitrogen get in the soil. And these only have to be put in 1/2 inch, so they don't have to be too deep. And there we go. The cucumbers are planted. I have some jalapeno plants that I bought at the store, and I'm going to plant them right here. Can you see? Yeah, right here. My tomatoes are going there, and I'm staggering the tomato plants over there. And I don't usually let my tomatoes get real huge. I cut them, I give them haircuts to keep them from getting huge. So I'll have plenty of room here for my peppers. And then over here, where I have this trench dug, I'm going to dig 2 more trenches and put my onions in there. So let's go ahead and get these little babies in there. So we get the cucumbers, the sweet potatoes. Oh, and then we got to do the beans. Oh, there's a little worm sticking out already. There's a lot of worms in this soil. Like I said, it's very nutrient. It has a lot of nutrients in it. Little worm just sticking out. And it made the hole as big as the little pot. Loosened up the roots a little bit, and there it goes. It's in there. ready to go. Come on, capture some of these worms for the... Well, one thing leads to another, and once I started cleaning this area, I decided to just till it all and make it ready for the onions. How I decided to do that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and push them into the soil, because I've got the soil worked out. Onions like nice loose soil, and I loosened it all up, and I worked in a lot of the wood chips into it to loosen it up a little bit. And I'm just going to do that. But right now, I'm going to go to lunch with Mr. Steve, and I'll be back. So I'm back. It's a little bit later in the afternoon, and things are just a little bit hairy around here. Let me show you what I mean. Look at the bees. In the afternoon, the bees usually start getting outside, and some of the younger bees come out for their first flight to orientate themselves to where their opening is. Other bees are just hanging out. It's not a swarm situation, I don't believe, because they're not all rushing out. They're all just kind of hanging out. So I think they're just cooling themselves off after a hot, hot day. And that's what I'm dealing with. So I have to be careful when I plant the beans, which I got it a little bit ready over there. And I have it ready for the onions, and we're just going to go ahead and plant those. So we're going to plant these little onion sets that I've had soaking in water. I'm going to just push them into the ground. I've worked the soil up really nicely. I can kind of figure out how far apart they need to be to grow. There we go. He took that bee on a ride. He was going around and around and around. And I also don't think that he got stung because he was calm when I picked him up.
Where did it land on?
It landed on between his shoulders, right there, and it kind of got stuck in there. So I just flipped it off.
He was itching back there.
Was he? Oh.
Didn't seem to be affected by the stings too bad.
I hope not. Poor fella. These are leftover goat panels, and I'm zip tying them together for the beans, for the trellis for the beans. Now it's a little bit lopsided, but I don't think the beans are going to care. Do you think the beans are going to care, Mr. Steve?
No. Like that?
Yeah, I think that's good.
You might need to... I wonder if Lowe's sells like a package of just little rubber grommets that you can put over the tips.
Yeah. All right.
Because you just graze by those, you'll cut yourself. Not that they're not really in the way. These two, if at a minimum, these two and those two on there.
All right. Well,
no one will really brush by them.
I'll have to do some sort of safety precaution for that. Put this bucket away and put the shovel away and hoe away, put everything away. Let's do that. Let's get everything put away. Excuse me, bees. Almost forgot to say goodbye, and I didn't want to do that, so I had to hurry up and run, getting ready for dinner. And I wanted to run over here And I also wanted to check on the animals because I've been up there all day and I couldn't leave the animals out. So I wanted to check and see how they are. The duckies are so cute with their dirty little faces. Is it hung up? Oh, the next time you come, we'll probably talk about what I do here on the little farm to get ready for visitors and what I do when we go on school visits. There's a lot of preparation for that. And some of you were making comments that you were interested in making a learning farm like Miss Annette's little farm here in the city. And so I thought you might be interested in learning how we do it. You know, of course, everybody does their own thing and tweak it, take it or leave it. You know what I mean? I don't like to tell people what to do. You need to do it this way. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by today and helping me put that garden in. It's kind of a relief to get it done and to be looking forward to summer and looking forward to spending more time with you. Thank you for visiting me here on Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. Make sure you get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you. Oh, my hands are dirty.